The following video has met only the highest standards of mediocrity and has earned the Monoshadow seal of approval. Growing up, I was never really one for dreams. I was very cynical as a teenager. A dream was just another chance to get disappointed when you didn't actually get to do what it is you were dreaming of doing. But this year, at the age of 30, I actually achieved, I guess is the word, or was blessed with one of my dreams. My wife encouraged me to save up money, put things in place, and go to Japan. And that's what this is. It is my video of our trip to Japan, bits and bops of the video I've taken. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so it's about 3 in the morning. We are headed toward the airport. We're making an all-important stop at UDF, which is UDF, United Dairy Farmers. It's a gas station chain in Southern Ohio. They have donuts and ice cream and coffee, which we will desperately need because I've slept for like 2.5 hours. And I got more sleep than everybody else in this car right now. Everybody else just stayed up. So
Josh is a stoner.
It's gonna be special.
Well, that was 47 video, but at least I know my bag is just underweight.
We're just in range. So this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Are you ready for this? This is the airport at 3:35 in the morning. Dead. This is the emptiest I've ever seen an airport. It's like I'm in a fucking bad remake of 28 Days Later.
That's a really good idea of how big this place is.
Yeah.
Now that no one's in it, you're like,
Yeah. Right?
this place is massive.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Pretty awesome. But, yeah, we got 25 minutes before we can even check in. So this is how jank our first flight is only an hour long. And we literally had to leave the airport to board the plane. That is awesome. First flight, Bond Skipper. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, Japan. This is the entirety of this plane.
Not only do we board on the tarmac, there's no here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we are in the Canadian airport right now in Toronto. And I wasn't gonna shoot any real footage of this, but the fact of the matter is we're currently in the hall that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend, because this hall, we've been walking in this hall for what, like probably a good 5 minutes almost.
And we're still not.
And we're still not at the end. There's no way to get out. No way to get out.
Our greatest fear at this point is that we have to walk back along.
This is this hallway. It just keeps leading us on and on. The arrivals.
This is the second escalator.
This is the second, yeah, this is the second escalator that we've come to thus far. Welcome to Canada. Now lose some weight, bitches.
Them's the Rockies.
Mountains. We're about to land in Calgary.
You see stuff like that, you just can't help but think like.
Our flights took us from Columbus, Ohio to Toronto, Canada. From Toronto to Calgary, and then finally from Calgary to Narita, which is about an hour train ride outside of Japan. I've always loved going to the airport. There's this idea of adventure to it. You're going someplace new, someplace different. Airports often have a very open concept. A lot of windows, a lot of natural lighting. People going to different places and to and from. It's just an exciting atmosphere. It's also a very expensive atmosphere. You know, I didn't really realize that until I got older and I was paying for everything myself. But just something.
This is airport number 3. We are in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, waiting for a flight to Narita, hoping that we can find a way through this magical door here to get some Burger King. Pretty sure none of those doors work, so we're gonna have to go all the way around. Good times. So quick update. Turns out that just behind us here on the other side of that glass, yeah, that's where you have to be going to, or from America basically.
To America.
We gotta be going to America in order to get all that food. So no Burger King for us. We gotta go to some panini shop or something. Bagel shop. Or go over to the place where we were pretty much just from, go up the steps, exit security, eat, and then come back in to get from security. Come back through security. Security!
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody has time for that. We're gonna bagel it. Bageling it.
Up until this point, I had never actually left the country. I'd been to Canada once. Other than that, I've never even owned a passport. So getting to see stuff like this, the mountain ranges of Russia and things like that, was just really, really cool. But this was a 10-hour flight, so...
So we officially made it to Narita, Japan, and now we get to wait in immigration to show our multi-pass. So that's fun. Japan. So this is what we're currently working on getting done. This is our JR Rail Pass here. We've got all this paperwork and we're currently waiting in line to get a train pass so that we can actually ride the railways, because Nihon. So, got a pass, start exchange order, application, and your passport. So that's fun.
This is super important. The Japan Rail Pass allows you to ride any JR company-owned railways. And you order this slip, you get it in the mail, and then you take it into the rail station, and they give you a pass that you can use. And it's super important. It's a great deal. You pay about $400 for 2 weeks per person, and then you can ride the trains as much as you want.
Alright, so this is it. We're on the Narita Express. It's a 51-minute train ride. Finally, took forever. This train takes off in about 2 minutes. We just sat down, so we just made it. If it weren't for the Japan Rail Pass, if it weren't for the line, we wouldn't have just barely made it. If it weren't for the pass itself, we wouldn't have made it at all, because that ticket line was out to frickin' Timbuktu. And so we got our reserved seat. Apparently you needed a reserved seat to ride this train, but thankfully at the ticket office they can do your first reserved seat there. So
Unthankfully, we have to make every reservation at the train station.
right, we have to make all the reservations at the train station. Can't do it online. But hopefully none of the others will need to make a reservation for it. Hopefully we just got this. So yeah. Here we go.
What is it?
Yeah.
I'm so in love with you. I wanna wad you up into my life. Let's roll up to be a single star in the sky. I need you to feel.
This is your bath. This is your toilet. This is a balcony. Dishwasher.
Washing machine.
Excuse me, washing machine, you're right. This is your minuscule Japanese fridge where you store your melon soda. And you got your one gas-powered stove plate, which is nice. Your sink, cabinet. Oh, you got a pan, good to know. We'll make eggs at some point. And you have your door, and I'll give you a better shot of this, but this is about it. Let's go take a look. There's your bathroom. Here's your toilet. Look at this fancy toilet. It's a bidet. Bidet. And this is pretty neat. When you flush it, the water comes and fills it up from the top so you can wash your hands. It's ingenuity. Japan is trying to save water despite the fact that it's surrounded by water. Here's your washing machine. Kitchen. Doorway where you put your shoes. And this is our lovely balcony view of Tokyo. Nine floors up. You'll notice that this is a little, just a little road. It's not even really big enough for a car to get through. It's a little alleyway. Our front door comes out right down there. So, basically, finding this place was real fun. We had to ask two separate people, and thankfully they spoke a little bit of English, I spoke a little bit of Japanese, and we figured this shit out. So this is our little nook in our Japan apartment. We got in at like what? 5:30?
About 5.
About 5.
We got
5 o'clock. We got settled in at around 6, and thankfully there's a Subway just downstairs, basically around the corner, and there is a Lawson's.
Lawson's is actually a pretty popular convenience store over in Japan.
See, we obviously haven't had a whole lot of time to put crap together. We came in, showered, I went down and got food, we ate, and then we went to bed. We were in bed at like 7 o'clock in the evening, and it's currently 5:02, and we've been up for 10-20 minutes. Longer if you count the time we've been silently lying in bed. But at Lawson's, they have things. So we got some sort of chocolate cream-filled pastry for only about 120 yen, which is like $1.20. Each of these chocolate-flavored croissants and mini croissant cream flavor are about a yen, 100 yen a piece, about $1 a piece. And there's also a drink. I need to go get the drink. So, I don't really know what this is. I'm hoping that it's coffee with milk in it. But the one part of English that it does say is, please enjoy a taste. Excuse me, please enjoy a traditional taste. And the guy must have assumed that I was a bachelor, or that I didn't want to pour it, because he included a very nice long straw for me to enjoy my traditional taste. So, that's how you start your day in Japan, apparently, with your chocolate and cream flavored mini croissants and your traditional taste. That might be chocolate milk, but that also might just be really good mocha. I can't tell. but it's good. It tastes good. We got our Japan Rail passes here, which I'm gonna need to put in my pocket so I don't fuck my life up. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to need my passport, but I'm gonna continue to bring it because reasons. And now for breakfast here. Tastes like a chocolate cream-filled donut.
I don't even know what that is. Like mousse, maybe?
Mm-hmm. It's good though.
It's really light. There's like no flavor to most of this stuff.
Yeah, it's not a lot of flavoring.
Which I generally like.
Yeah.
It's just like eating nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I expected that pastry to have more of a chocolate taste, and it really doesn't.
Yeah, very gentle flavor. So yeah, that's breakfast. First day in Japan then.
On our first full day in Japan, we made a beeline for Hiroshima. We wanted to go to Hiroshima, then to Nagasaki where we would stay the night, and then from Nagasaki all the way back to Tokyo. This is Tokyo Station. Everything is underground, damn near everything. You go down to get to the subways. Sometimes you go up to get to this train station platforms, but this is actually really subdued. I'll show you some more clips later. This was a madhouse during the day. These kind of shops are really neat. This is soba and udon noodles. Now you don't order when you go in. You actually you see these pictures of food over here. All of the food and prices are purchased from there. You get that, which is a little ticket that you take into the shop owner or attendants, and they give you your food. So we get a close-up shot here of this. Some of these had pictures. That was about $6.80. And these are really good. And so you put in what you want, you push your button, you put in your money, which takes bills and Suico cards. You get your ticket. A Suica card is a prepaid card. I'll tell you later about that. And then you go inside. And you go inside, and I didn't want to film it because I didn't want to weird the lady out, but you give her your ticket, and everything's there. They got your chopsticks, self-serve water, wives, you know, everything you need.
Soba noodle shop.
And this was in Osaka. It was pretty small, but it was pretty good.
Okay.
So we are on the train to Hiroshima, and they offered ice cream, and we have high quality ice cream, and it's green tea. It's also rock hard, and you can't get this tiny little plastic spoon inside this thing at all. So we're hoping that it helps so that we can eat this shit.
Right.
It's amazing.
Looks delicious from that little trolley cart there.
Very green liquid. That's the
Totemo midori. Very green.
nuts.
So here in about 10 minutes we'll have delicious ice cream. So we're now in Hiroshima and we're making our way to the North Pass exit because there was an information kiosk with a lady that spoke English. She's very nice. And told us this is where we need to go to get to the Meipurupu, or the Maple Loop bus, which is going to take us around Hiroshima. So that's neat. There's so much walking. This is the atomic bomb dome. That frame, what's left of the building, actually survived an atomic blast. Thousands of people died. And a lot of the scientists involved in making that weapon killed themselves. So yeah, pretty sobering stuff. Okay, so nestled away in a building, 2 or 3 floors, We're in Hiroshima Okonomimori, I think that's how it's pronounced. But it's okonomiyaki, which is a Hiroshima style. Basically a bunch of vegetables and some pork on top of a thin pancake or crepe. So that's what we're doing here. English menu available. Yeah.
First, they add seaweed on top of the cabbage, which is on top of the crepe-like pancake that they've made on the bottom. On top of the cabbage and seaweed flake, they add sweet delicious sprouts. Next comes the green onion, which personally is my favorite. On top of the green onion, they add a kind of crunchy puffed rice, I believe. I'm not 100% sure what that was, but it was good. Yeah, now comes that bacon, son! A lot of fat. A lot of fat in Japanese meats. They don't really cut the fat out, they keep it all. Then he flips it over, presses it into the grill, and you can see some noodles there in front of a couple of the orders. He presses it down, sets it on top of another crepe pancake that he's made on top of noodles, and that's a mochi rice cake right there that he just threw on top of there. That one was mine. Yeah, now he cracks open some eggs. Now this is really cool. He doesn't like scramble the eggs per se. He does, but look at how he does that. He like makes a disc out of it. Puts your okonomiyaki on top of it. He plates that mess, cuts it up. Yeah, that one was mine. And they cover it in a sort of brown, tangy, sweet sauce. Hit it with whatever the hell that is. That was also really good. Just some sort of green. This is a shopping street. These are pretty popular in Japan. This one is in Hiroshima. This is Hondori Chuo, or Hondori Street. It's a little shopping street. My wife and I were actually talking because we went to Vegas. This actually reminded us of the Fremont Street experience in Las Vegas because of the vaulted ceiling up there. But there's all kinds of stuff in these places. Fashion shops. There's an ASICS store on the right. A pharmacy, drug and pharmacy on the left. All sorts of interesting things here.
Don't name your store Womb.
Yeah, don't name your store Womb. Don't do that. That's nasty. Cats. Everybody loved the Neko.
While we were in Hiroshima, we stopped off at a place called the Taito Game Center. Taito is a game company in Japan, and it's like this little arcade. They've got some of these games. You see I'm playing a game right here where you would buy the tokens on the left for like a dollar or two. And these little tokens, these plastic coins, had QR codes on the back that you would put in the little black area to the left of my hand there. And it would scan in a character, and this is actually Kamen Rider. It's a really popular series over in Japan. And you would play this little game to try to get more tokens for free. So it was actually pretty neat. And they had a lot of crane games for all sorts of stuff. This is one for Harry Potter. So it was actually, they're pretty fun, and they're all over the place in Japan.
Oh my god, I had to hold it. I would like to try again.
Alright, so we're in Nagasaki, and this was our hotel room last night. Very retro looking. Some tea. A discount card discount card that's going to get us into the A-Bomb Museum for half price. That's nice. Let's talk about how old this is right here. That's pretty special. Yeah. I'm tall. Japanese people aren't. Bathroom and toilet. Here's the best part. A breakfast coupon. So we get breakfast. So let's go see what they got for breakfast.
So after a short ride in one of the smallest elevators we've ever been in, we got to the 5th floor, the top floor of our hotel room, or our hotel building, and this was the view. This was the view in Nagasaki outside of the Royal Business Hotel on the 5th floor. My wife geeking out about the little sugar sachets that they had. But yeah, it was a really nice little veranda, and there's our breakfast. Toast, some eggs with the meat in it, a dollop of ketchup, some cabbage, orange juice, and some sausage, man. So once we had our breakfast, here we are, Nagasaki. People hustling, bustling, going about their day, getting to work, and yeah, making our way to the A-Bomb Museum.
It's about 8:13 in the morning, Thursday morning. Here in Nagasaki, everybody's scrambling to get to work, get to school, get to whatever they need to be. That's actually the tram we're going to be going on. So that should be neat. We stopped and got some Boss coffee, which is apparently endorsed by the boss himself. No, I don't mean Bruce Springsteen, I mean Tommy Lee Jones. And it's delicious. It's not quite as sweet as the stuff you get at Starbucks, but it's pretty sweet. The Starbucks is in the Nagasaki train station, so like you didn't see that coming. These are pretty neat. Nagasaki Station. Look at that. I find that interesting as hell.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Everybody up on the mountaintops, but they got these people movers so you can cross the hectic street here. So we're on an electric tram right now. Nagasaki.
This is inside the Nagasaki A-Bomb Museum, and we kept seeing these things, these long, colorful strings of paper, and at first we really had no idea what they were. We found them in Hiroshima, too. But when you get really up close and you look at them, you realize that they're cranes. And after that day, those days in August, the crane became a symbol for the prayers of peace of the Japanese people all over the world.
So I'm doing this because we're the only one in here right now. This is the Nagasaki A-Bomb Museum, a memorial hall for survivors. And I actually got a pair of 3D glasses on because that right there is the Urakami Cathedral. That was actually a Catholic cathedral that a good portion of it survived the bombing. But yeah, so this is a 3D video of the aftermath. And there's people coming in, so I'm gonna turn this off.
Wait, he didn't wear the glasses for the video. He wore them because they're awesome.
So this is the Nagasaki National Peace Memorial Hall for survivors of the A-bombs, the victims, really. And very beautiful, peaceful place. This wall back here, with all the water dripping down it, it's beautiful, but the memoriam of it is terrifying because it's supposed to memorialize the dying wish of people who were caught in that blast for water. So many reports where victims would plead with people for water, you know, soon before they died. And where you see me and my wife right now is we are folding cranes because they have a little display area and a little box and a sign written in Japanese that says, you know, why not fold a crane and pray for peace. The focus of this area was definitely, you know, look at the horror of nuclear weapons, and let's please God just try to get rid of them. So it was a very interesting and eye-opening experience, to be sure. So we stopped at the train station to get lunch, and this is just to show you how crazy some of these train stations can get, and this wasn't even the half of it. But we stopped to get bento boxes, which are like boxed lunches. And these, there you go, bento, hamburger bento I got, and we didn't know what that was. Ashley got that one. Came with your wet napkin and her chopsticks. And you open this up, and you got some rice balls and some vegetables and a little fried cutlet of something in there. I don't remember what it was. There's mine with my hamburger, my shrimp, and beans and pickles. And it's got all sorts of stuff in there. A little bit of crab. It was good though.
So we're currently in Ueno. To the right of us here is Ueno Park, which we'll be going to shortly, and down there on the left, I believe.
Can you just point right really quick so they can see what's right? A giant wall.
A wall. You're not allowed in Ueno Park.
To the right is the park.
Nobody's allowed in there. That's the trains we just came on, basically. And hopefully down here on the left is Amayoko Street. It's like a little shopping street.
It's like a farmer's market.
It's like a farmer's market. Individual people selling their wares. So yeah, that should be fun.
So while we were in Ueno, we stopped by Marion Crepes. Now Marion Crepes is actually a really famous store in Harajuku. There's a picture of it right there. And they have a sign up saying that this is a sister location of Marion Crepe. And they've, you can see the models of all the sweet, delicious crepes. And they have all kinds of crepes. I mean, they've got the cold crepes, you know, red bean, strawberry whipped cream there, to tuna pizza cheese. Ew, no, we're gonna go with 55. Or one of those, but yeah, vanilla ice cream, sprinkles, chocolate, and strawberries. Alright, so this is Ueno Park. It was about a 5-minute train ride from where we were staying, which is really awesome. And the park is huge, but really pretty. So we made our way to the western part of the park, where we found like all these huge lily leaves, whatever they are. I don't know what they are, but a dam was there, a lot of them. And this was a Bentendo temple, a Buddhist temple. All these spheres that you're seeing are actually part of an art thing that they were doing that day. But yeah, that's everybody playing Pokemon Go. This is inside the temple. You got Triforce plastered all over the place. I'll have a video on that later. But you know, people buy charms and talismans and all that kind of stuff. And these are the very famous torii gates. These are actually part of Shinto religion to mark off sacred space. So they had a lot of them actually in this park, which was pretty cool. And they're anywhere from red painted and lacquered wood to solid stone, as you can see. There was a whole art festival going on that day, so we actually got to see some street performances and stuff like that.
So, again, our little nook, it's October 21st, tomorrow's October 22nd, and there's an old thing going on. It's like a parade about the traditional processions and dress of the ancient Japanese people. I don't know how ancient, but old. And we got this from a little place selling traditional Chinese food at Ameyokucho. And now this is some sort of play to win thing or some. We stopped at a little convenience shop, pharmacy thing. I got Mets Cola, which I have no idea what it is. It is by Kirin. So we're gonna it's a 0-calorie soda. Not bad. Tastes a little bit like Coke Zero. In case you were wondering, this is some sort of what would I even call this? It's almost like a chewy kind of crepe wrapped in egg with like a pepper kind of sauce or mix in the middle. Actually, not bad. There's a couple of things I've noticed about just doing regular ass shopping in Japan. One is wooden chopsticks in Japan, or bamboo, or whatever they're made out of, are super common. You will buy a cup noodle or a packet of ramen, like, you know, just general Maruchan ramen. Yeah. We'll buy something like this. That's Maruchan, actually. Ramen in a store, in a convenience store, and before the clerk hands it to you, puts it in a bag for you, and will put a pair of chopsticks in the bag for you, and come in a wrapper like that, which I'm obviously using to eat my egg cake.
Stole from me. From my chopsticks.
And yeah, I stole these chopsticks from my wife because she had 2 cup noodles and well, now 1 pair of chopsticks. The other thing that's interesting is Japan is so about convenience, and yet there are certain things that's like, oh wow, they do this, and that's super awesome, that's super nice. You know, I feel taken care of as a customer. Like the aforementioned chopsticks with your cup noodle. Or we bought a large, no, it wasn't large, maybe a little quart, 1,000 milliliter thing of coffee and milk, which you saw earlier. And he gave me a rather large straw with it, in case I am the lonely bachelor that I looked like when I went into Lawson's at about 11 o'clock at night. However, there are things that are super inconvenient about Japan. Number one, the thing I'm noticing most often is you can't find a drinking fountain. They just aren't here, and if they are, they're few and far between. They're a tap by a walkway in a park. I've found one that was in Hiroshima, in the Hiroshima Peace Park that we went to. I have not found one since. Another thing, the toilet paper. All the toilet paper you find in Japan is it's rice paper practically. It may as well be. It is so paper thin. Like, you think single ply Scots from America is bad. This stuff you can practically see through. And when you're at home or in your apartment or in your hotel and there's a bidet function on your toilet, it makes a little bit more sense because a lot of the cleaning is done by the water. But when you're out in a park and you're trying to take a dump at a squat toilet, it's far from convenient.